electricity, heights, frigid water, fire, and of course mud. Lots of mud. My name is Adam Dewey, and I'm going to talk to you about the half marathon obstacle course known as Tough Mudder. Everyone desires a little bit of challenge in their life at some point, and the Tough Mudder is one way you can do that. I personally have done 2 Tough Mudders, and I'm going to do another one here in July. Today I'm going to talk to you about the history of the Tough Mudder event, how to participate, locations where you can find it, costs involved, and some of the obstacles you're going to find there. Concept and creation of Tough Mudder. The founder of Tough Mudder's name is Will Dean. He is a former counterterrorism analyst from the UK. He graduated from Harvard University. According to Sean Gregory of Time, Tough Mudder started with an initial budget of $8,000 for marketing, and Dean poured it all into Facebook. His concept for the Tough Mudder was a team-oriented event. He wanted it to be more based on the challenge of it rather than for time or competition. So the point of the Tough Mudder is to challenge yourself and to do it with others. Beginnings of Tough Mudder, he launched his first event in 2010. He was able to get 3 events total in 2010. In 2011, he was able to get 14 and earned $22 million. In 2012, he earned $70 million with a total of 35 events. In 2015, there are over 50 events scheduled in 47 different cities. Now that you know how it started, let's go over some of the number of participants average per event, the costs, and where you can go to do it. Number of participants per event vary from 10 to 15,000. It goes over a Saturday and a Sunday in the locations. The costs involved, the earlier you register for the event, it's going to be around $100. As you get closer to the event, the prices continue to increase to get you to join. They go all the way up to $200. You can be a spectator, register as a spectator and watch everybody doing this stuff. It costs you $20 if you do it ahead of time, $40 at the door. There are also the regular costs like parking and insurance. Locations from toughmudder.com, you can find events worldwide. There are over 50 of them. In the United States, there is one near you almost anywhere you're at. In Wisconsin, Minnesota, California, Utah, they're everywhere. Worldwide, there's Scotland, Dublin, Sydney, Australia, so they're all sorts of places. Let's move on to some of the incredible obstacles they have dreamed up for you on the course. The obstacles on Tough Mudder are challenging and memorable. In a Tough Mudder, you're going to run into 20 to 25 obstacles over the 10 to 12 miles that the course will go over. Anywhere from, there's fire, electricity, all sorts of stuff. Kent Anon, he described a number of the events, and I've done most of these personally, so I can also attest to them. There's one called the Arctic Enema, where you jump into a pool of ice water. You must go under, completely submerge, and go under it and come up the other side because there's barbed wire in the middle. There's one called the Mud Mile, physically challenging. It was one of the hardest ones I felt. You had to go over a wall, through some sloppy mud, climb another wall, through some sloppy mud as it's pulling at you. There's a Funky Monkey. It's, as it sounds, monkey bars, but 24 of them, and they go up and then down the other side. Another one called Hangin' Tough. It's like the Olympic rings. You have to get momentum and swing across. Fire in the Hole. It's a water slide with fire on it. So you can imagine what that means. Blades of Glory, there are these walls that face at you, so you have to climb up over them and roll down the other side. Electric Eel, you have to low crawl through some water with wires hanging above you that are electrically charged, and they hurt. That one's pretty difficult. And electroshock therapy, that's one where they're usually at the end of the course. You have to run through them, and you could get electrocuted or not, depending on what happens that day. So, and one I haven't done yet called the Crybaby Tear Gas. So, looking forward to that this year. The Tough Mudder event is a unique experience in a number of ways it can challenge you. Today, I informed you about the half marathon obstacle course known as Tough Mudder. We went over the history of the event, participation costs and locations, and the description of the obstacles. Tough Mudder is an interesting take on a challenge. It incorporates almost any fear that you might have and you run into.